Hey guys, welcome to the video. So I've been looking to get a little more structured and a little more guidance with my training at the range, and rather than just go and plank steel every week, which by the way is a lot of fun, those ammo dumps only do so much, right? So I've been trying to find ways to get more of that structure that I feel I need. So I found these drills called the Triangles of Calamity, which is a drill that was released by a group called the Average Joes in Dallas, Texas, and it's been really great. So I wanted to take a few minutes today to kind of go through how I've been progressing with them and how I think you can use them too when you go and train as well. Little bit about the gun itself. Glock 17, full size, 17+1. It's had about 8,000 rounds through it. And it's been my daily carry ever since I picked it up in about 2018 or so. I chose the full size because I feel like I have bigger hands, and so this gave me the most grip on the gun as opposed to the Glock 19, which is a better carry gun in terms of size, but I found that my pinkies would always be slipping off the butt of the gun. I added a flashlight to it and it came with the Ameriglow night sights, but otherwise it's a completely stock internal gun. I've definitely seen some pretty cool aftermarket parts out there, but I just want to focus on the fundamentals, which brings me to the drills themselves. So the entire drill is just on a single sheet of paper and you stand 3 yards away from the target. There are 3 triangles, each numbered 1 through 3, which represents the amount of shots you take on each triangle. So you'll start at triangle number 1 with 1 shot, move over to triangle 2 for 2 shots, back to triangle 1, then to 3 for 3 shots, then you end the drill back at triangle 1 for 1 shot. So I've been at the range for about an hour now and just taking a bit of a break, and it's going well. I've noticed that coming out of the holster I tend to I try to be too quick and try to getting my first shot off, so trying to work on slowing that down a bit. But otherwise, when I actually go for my follow-up shots on the second and third targets, going pretty well so far. So just gonna run those a few more times, but otherwise, you know, pretty chill. Good weather out here today. Everyone's here on a Saturday, so a little hard finding a spot in the beginning, but we made it work. We pushed through, and we're practicing. Back from the range now, and wrote down a few notes of things that I did well on and some things that I need to improve. So I talked about sight alignment a few times earlier in the video. As I said before, I really just have to work on making sure I'm not too eager to get my first shot off when I come right out of the holster, because I'm doing that right now, and so I tend to drop my shots. Gotta work on that and be a little more patient. Then the next thing would be recoil control. I would like to think that some of that is me just running it cold and, you know, kind of use that as an excuse. But to be honest, it's because I haven't practiced as much with taking more than 2-3 shot strings, and so I could tell I was not as used to that. One thing I also noticed when I was looking back at my footage is that on my very first shot, I seem to almost forget to grip the gun tightly enough. And it's only after I notice that the gun is really flipping its muzzle do I start to pay attention as much to recoil. And the last big thing would be trigger control. I am noticing that for my trigger control, I am still flinching every now and then, particularly around triangles 2 and 3. Again, going back to the fact that I am not used to shooting more than 2-3 shots at a time. It's usually just 1 or 2. And the last thing I'll throw out there are reloads. I noticed 2 things watching my footage. First is that I don't always insert the mag correctly when I reload. I sometimes fumble around, but I'm also bringing the gun much closer back to me when I could be leaving it out here almost in my shooting position, but instead I'm tucking the gun back. I don't actually know if that's improper technique, but I've noticed that I have to reacquire my sight alignment, and I imagine if I kept the gun out more, I probably would have less of that to deal with. So there you go, guys. That's a review of my progress using the drills called the Triangles of Calamity. Really awesome, would really recommend them. And for me, my next steps are just to keep trying this drill over and over. I printed out several of these targets, so I have no excuse not to do them. So I appreciate you all watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.